Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. It's Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in on this lovely, lovely Thursday morning. Like I said, I almost had to cancel today's show. I'm not going to hold you. I thought I was running late. I didn't have time to work on the things I wanted to work on this week pertaining to the episode, but I was able to get things done. And like Kev said, we're going to have to build it as we fly it. So don't worry. We're going to get some quality out of this topic. I make sure I handle the necessities first. Now we can worry about the other stuff later. Got me running around, huffing and puffing all on the side of town. So we are here. Actually, I need some water, but let me do this real quick. If you guys are returning, well, you guys are new, welcome to the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. If you are returning, please do me a favor, subscribe and share this out so we can get some more content in. Follow me on all my socials. The links are located in the description. Participate, waive all rights and privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100 during the Cash App giveaway. one quick second. Lord knows I need a drink. Whew. Okay. All right. Now we're good. Let's go ahead and get started. Um, we'll admit this came from a well, this title was inspired by a clubhouse room months ago. I just haven't gotten around to talking about it. Oppression versus suppression. Sorry about that. This came from a clubhouse room. Uh, oppression versus suppression. I didn't have time to actually stay in that room, let alone chime in. But it's actually interesting conversation, to say the least, and I think it's worth. I think it's worth talking about. But I want to kind of add a twist to this because there's a lot of consistency on the show when it comes to how I conduct this, how I move, and what I feel about certain things to get to a realization of truth. So let's walk through this. Let's see if there's a big difference or is it the exact same thing, and ultimately where does it show in regarding oppression versus suppression. Okay, and also for to give you guys a heads up, when we do last call, I want to introduce you guys to something new that we're going to be doing. So just hold out on that as much as possible. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the quick hits, shall we? Now, the draft was last night, Houston to be exact. I wanted to make a highlight of a couple of things. Let's see, where is, here we go. First of all, shout out to Zach Edey. Congratulations going to the Memphis Grizzlies. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was in Detroit shooting There Was Liberty, we, to my surprise, we went to the regional championship, the Midwest championship for the Final Four. It was Purdue versus Tennessee. That was a great game, very exciting. I can't wait to go back to more of these Final Four games. That is something. If I had to ask anybody, you owe it to yourself to go to at least one. Thankfully, somebody took me, and we went to go watch that game. I saw Zach Edey play. Now, obviously, I'm from Houston, and anybody from Houston, we know that this ain't nothing but a younger version of Yao Ming. So it's real simple. This is real easy. If you ever get into trouble, just pass it down low. Just pass the ball to the post. And watch Zach Edey back people down and just start yamming on people. I promise you. Now, granted, now was he a little shaky? Keep in mind, it's college, so I understand. I'm not gonna hold on to the exact same standard that I will hold Yao Ming in his prime. But for a young guy like that, 7'4", I believe. Oh yes, 100%. I was like, okay, whoever gets him, they got him, and they got the city. So the question is, where do we see Memphis Grizzlies in the next 2 or 3 years, along with John Moran? I'm telling you guys right now, go ahead. I'm not gonna say next year. I won't go that far. I might not even say the second year. Give it 3 years, and they're already gonna be in the playoff. So let me just put that out there. They're already going to the playoffs. John Morant keeps at the direction he's going, and with you include Zach Edey with the nice role players they have surrounding them. I put Memphis Grizzlies in the finals, if not season. If it's not by Zach's third season, fourth season, he will be there. Now this is easily a because of his height alone, they're gonna throw him in the All Star game. That's no surprise here. But let's just give it time. People are gonna challenge him. They're gonna back him down. Now, granted, I forgot how much Zach weighs, but if it's closer to like my if it's like my weight, because I'm sitting at 300 right now. If you got a 7'4", 300 pound guy named Zach Eating, and he um work on his more of his post games and shoot the mid range, I promise you, Memphis is already a problem right now. You add Zach to this, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Salute to Zach Edey. I'm happy for him. I'm proud for him. Number one, I need to go get that Purdue jersey that he wore that represents that game versus Volunteers, because I told my friend there he needs to play like a man to win this game, because it was like that game was back and forth. It was back and forth. There were sometimes Tennessee should have just capitalized and won, but Zach Edey, what I told him, he's gonna have to play like a man or they're going home. I said that right there. If he doesn't play like a man, he is going. They are going home. What did that young boy do? Play like a motherfucking man and took his team to the Final Four. And he won MVP of that game or whatever the case may be. So salute to Zach Edey. I'm happy for him. Now, with that, let's put that to the side. Now the question was, where who's the Lakers going to draft? Who did the Lakers draft? Well, let's see. Let me move you out the way. Okay, so and actually, let me just oops, let me take off my banner real quick. So let's see. All right, let's see. Number one went to Zachary Risager. Salute to the Falcons. Hawks. I'm sorry. Salute to the Hawks. Who did we get? We got a Reed Shepard via through Brooklyn. Okay, well, we'll do a little bit more investigation into that to see how that turns out. Stephon Castles. Oh, San Antonio's coming back to what they used to be. I can tell you that right now. Obviously, Zach Edey went number 9. I am investing in Zach Edey. Matter of fact, I screenshot that and sent that to my friend this morning when I saw this. Where's the Lakers? Where's the Lakers? Where's the Lakers? Where's the Lakers? Oh, 17 pick. They chose a Dalton Catch or Dalton Netch. Hmm. Maybe there's some type of error or something. Let me figure something out. Okay, maybe he got drafted somewhere else. Okay, so let me see. Zach, Alex Reed, Stephon Rod, TJ Devon, Rob, Zach, Cody, Montez, Nikolai, Devin, Bud Caldwell, Jared Dalton, Tristan, Jacoby, Jalen, Vest or Yes, I don't know. Deron, AJ, Keyshawn, Pacone, Dylan, Terrence, Ryan, Isaiah, Bella. Well, that's embarrassing. Bronny James did not get picked in the first round. Hmm, awkward. Why did Bronny James not get picked in the first round? Let's see. He played at USC, which is a decent basketball school. Obviously, it pales in comparison to the football team, but it's all right. It's not the worst Southern team to play for when it comes to basketball. So okay, USC. All right, let's see. Okay, number 6. So he was a guard. Okay. Um, 6'2". Okay, he's about around my height and around the way I'm supposed to be, 210. Okay. All right, cool. So he didn't get picked in the first round. Now what? You gonna say he's relatively short for his guard or something? I think that. I think thanks to the Stephs, the Nate Robinsons, and the Spud Webbs, and Allen Iverson, who was probably one of my favorite short man in the NBA history, which is a lot of people's favorite short guy in history. And obviously, with what Steph is willing to do, with him being 6'3", so height shouldn't matter. How come he did not get drafted? Maybe because he averaged 4.8 points per game. Maybe because he had 2.8 rebounds per game. Maybe 2.1 assists might play a part in it. Field goal percentage at 36.6. It could be, it's not that bad. It could be better, but it's not that bad. This is why he did not get drafted in the first round, to say the least. He was not favored to go in the first round. Matter of fact, if I recall correctly, the scout says no. Go back for one more year of USC. Maybe, judging by this note, you might need to stay there for 2 years or the whole 4 years. Hell no, you was not getting drafted, especially not in the first round. Oh my God. Hold on. Maybe, okay. This is, oh, see, stuff like this proves LeVar Ball right. I know y'all ain't heard that name in a long time. LeVar Ball, who say that just any child that has a superstar, the kids tend to be not that. See, now some people are gonna say you can't talk about a kid. No, damn all that. He's a grown man. He put his name in his draft. Now he's gonna get it like everybody else. I agree. When it comes to college kids, just like all the other journalists, I don't really speak on college kids in this format. But once you put your name in that draft, all bets are off. Let me see. How does the second round? Let me see. Second round. Yeah, no, I need a list. Uh, yeah, give me. Yeah, how does the second round? Are they gonna have it? Okay, that's okay. This is the first round. Okay, second round. Let's see. Um, okay, at the 31 pick, so it's still gonna be what 30 through 58. Let's see. Toronto, Utah, Milwaukee, Portland, San Antonio, Indiana, Minnesota, Knicks, Memphis, Portland, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Miami, Houston, Sacramento, Clippers. Oh, where we at? Where we at? Shoot, I messed up. Okay. Clippers, Orlando, Spurs again, Pacers, Wizards, Golden State, Detroit, Boston, Los Angeles. Oh, okay, Lakers are back at 55. Nuggets, Memphis. Okay. So to get this, to get the dream, I can't believe I'm still on quick hits about this. To get the and actually I should have made this a whole segment, but I got two things I want to talk about before we go. Do I think anybody's gonna pick him breaking news? Okay, sure, sorry. Do I think anybody's gonna pick him up? No, I really don't. Anybody outside of the Lakers? No. I don't. Sorry. Um that oh my god, I don't want to say this about LeBron. He's setting his son up for failure on this one. Now, I think he needs to go back. Honestly, he needs to really go back to college and really work on his game, or go to join one of these play overseas, play overseas because they're not doing the G League anymore. They're disbanding that. They need to do something because this is bad. No, this is bad. Very, very, very bad. This this now. I was now. Let me say this. Obviously, it's not the end of the world if you don't get chosen in the first round. There's plenty of busts that came out in the first round. So I think the best thing for him to do is to hold his head up, take this level of adversity, or whatever word you want to use, how you pronounce it, don't care. Go back to college. Or if through NCAA clearinghouse, I forgot what they call it. If you unable to return to college, you need to go play overseas. I think you have a better shot playing overseas for a year or two, and coming to the league, and then taking over. I believe Mellow Ball is the great example of going through that format and coming back to the states to play because y'all see that lime green shoes. Nickelodeon Science. That's one of my balls. Trust me. If you suck, I'm not buying your shoes. That boy's a beast. So Bronny James, we'll see if the Lakers choose you at number 55. We'll see. We will see. Now let me get my banners back up. Boom. Actually, before I put that other, no, let me get my banners back up. What we talking about? This is BTSI show. So let's get into the next topic. When it comes to this, I think this is worth talking about.
Can a guy have less than you and you fuck with him?
Oh, why you saying it low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat.
I
You
was,
said,
yeah, no. Mm-mm.
no, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no.
No,
I'm
listen.
not. I have to have. I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
Yeah, because dating somebody that doesn't have more, they're gonna try to make you feel less than.
Yeah.
As a woman, that's how I feel genuinely. I know girls who are more dominant in the relationship as far as financial status, and their boyfriends try to dog them out just to make them feel like they not that bitch. And I never want to be a part of that. But if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'd rather it be with somebody that that could benefit me rather than somebody that's taken away from what I got going on. Because these men that don't have the financial status that you have, they are gonna try to just make you feel like you're not her. I've seen it. I have plenty of friends that got hella money and they got a regular guy.
Well, I don't have a problem with that to a degree because if there has to, this is why I said a couple of weeks ago, or was it last week? No, it was a couple of weeks ago, about not wanting to deal with a dependent. You got to be with an adult. Like real men do not care. Let me see. Excuse me. Real men, we don't care if our significant other makes more than us because that money's coming to the house anyway. Whatever I make goes to the house. Whatever money you make, it goes to the house. Because you don't. That's when you have to control your pride. I'm not gonna say necessarily ego. It's your pride that's gonna be hurt. Like to what she's saying that all these men that well, because they feel this type of way, they will hold it against their significant others and say you ain't shit because you got that money, and try to bring them down to earth because of something that they're battling. Now that's some goofy stuff. We don't condone that. That's corniness. That's really bum mentality. Like I said, that's you're dealing with a dependent, and we don't tolerate dependence at all. Now, moving forward to what she was getting at about she needs to be with someone that makes more than her. Whatever make sense. Like truth be told, whether you make more than somebody doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is who are you with? Are they compatible to you? Because if they are, money doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Now I understand what she saw. I'm not uh, discounting what she experienced or what she has witnessed. I could just say to Jada, if that's how you pronounce her name, don't know, don't care. If you was to bring me all of those situations that you have witnessed or that you have experienced, I could tell you and I could break it down how this same scenario can work if you just dated an adult, a man, because they ain't gonna care about that. Now, I also gotta say this in fairness: if you are the breadwinner of the relationship, but you are holding that title over somebody, that's a problem on your part. And you need to knock that shit off. Because then the justification of somebody saying you ain't shit just because you make all this money to down you is warranted. It's a two-way street. Just to be fair. Like I said, I don't have a problem with what she's saying, especially when you're dealing with dependents, but you got to make sure as a breadwinner, you're not holding that over anybody's head. Man, woman, doesn't matter. Now, lastly, this was,
You can't run me off that easy now. I guess we gotta share this. We sharing it. You know what I'm saying?
why am I reporting on 60 Red to see me out? I want to figure this out as much as possible. Um, Kayla B, from what the reports I'm seeing, Kayla B is the sister of. Actually, y'all not gonna believe me, so I gotta pull this up. You can't run me. Please shut up, please. This confused me, but let me go through this. Then I'll post it when I can if I had the stomach to do it. Um, so Kayla B is the sister of Chief Keef. This is the reports I read. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me because I thought this was wild, and I'm shocked that nobody harped on this. On this, Wiz Khalifa. Oh, Wiz Khalifa and Emery's crazy. Oh, okay, all right, I didn't know that. Where's these photos at? Okay, so yeah, Kayla B, I guess a sister of Chief Keef is with Chief Keef, and somehow, some way, Sexy Red got a hold of one of Keith Chief's chains, excuse me. And this is nasty. If this is true, this is nasty. So, okay, okay, good, thank you. So that's Sexy Red with Chief Keith's cane. Okay, we got that. Now, what did she say in the caption? I don't care who wear this motherfucking mine, nine, whatever. Now, King Von's. Okay, I'm tripping. My bad, my bad. That's King Von's sister's KDB. Rest in peace to King Von. Sister KDB posted a pic with Chief Keys and a message. Okay, rest in peace to King Von, because I sure as hell misread that or read that too fast. She said, "Let's be family, Sexy Red." This is different level of trolling that I never. And her response, "How do I taste?" What's next? That video I played and trolling again. Kayla B jamming to Sexy Red's music. Y'all ears are better than mine. I can tell you that much. And I'm gonna show you the picture, but wait a minute. There we go. How we do this? Yeah, Kayla B taking a picture with Chief Keef, saying, "I still got my period blood on him." So and he must just okay. So yeah, this is some nasty stuff between these two. And just this is up Chief Keef's lane, ladies and gentlemen. This is, like I said, this is no surprise to me. And what's shocking is, well, it shouldn't be shocking, is people being a willing participant in this type of foolishness. Will never make any sense to me. So the question now I guess this is going to spark the question, poly a poly question. Let me be the first one to tell you, no. To you people in this space and the people outside space, don't entertain this idea. Don't you spark this. Stay out of this foolishness. Unfortunately, yeah. When you're dealing with these type of people, yeah, just run for your life. I'm just telling you that right now. That was quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the show because I'm really pressed for time. See what I did there? Oppression versus suppression. Oppression versus suppression. So, like I said, how did we get here? This was a clubhouse room a couple of months ago. Me and my friend briefly spoke on this, and that conversation didn't go all the way that I planned, and we'll leave it at that. So I said I'm going to sit with this because I'm going to have this conversation later with a much more clearer head. Now, I think the best thing, per usual, is to find out what does these words mean, because when it comes to oppression, as Black people, when we hear the word oppress, we automatically go to slavery. We can go to what's happening to black people in this country, to certain things, certain systems that still exist that plays its part to oppressing, or it will go as far as to transition to suppressing. But we'll get into that momentarily. Let's let's break this down as much as possible. And actually, I'm going to have to use my oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to use my chat for this. All right, so let's break this down. What are the definitions of oppression, ladies and gentlemen? Let's start with the noun. One, the exercise of authority or power in a burdensome, cruel, or unjust manner. I think we're all gonna. I think it's all safe that we go with that definition as far as the noun goes. But as far as the verb, same thing. The burden was cruel or unjust imposition and restraints, subject to a burdensome or harsh exercise of authority or power. I think we can all agree with those definitions right there. And actually, now that I think about it, I forgot I can actually do this. So those are gonna be our definitions for the oppressed. Now, some of y'all gonna say where you going with all of this pertaining to your you know what. And I was like, we're getting there. We're getting there. We are 100% getting there. Now, and like I said, we're gonna build it as we fly, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys wanted to have some level of crowd participation, I would greatly appreciate that. But let's get to the actually while I get this. Oops. Uh, uh, okay, we'll get rid of that part then. That's better. Actually, let's scroll this. There we go. All right. Definition is at the bottom ticker. That's the noun, and the other one is the verb. Now let's get to suppression. Now, I think be best we just go with the verb, but let me just knock out the nouns real quick. The act of suppressing, the state of being suppressed. When it comes to psychoanalyst, conscious and inhibition of an impulse. And yeah, like I said, it just goes on for there. But I think the verb um, is a better example, which is to put an end to the activities of, would it be a person or a body of persons, like to suppress the communists and certain left-leaning parties. I didn't say that's something I agree with, or I'm just using that as examples before anybody blows up my DMs. Next one, to do away with by or as by authority, to keep and repress, so on and so forth. Oopsie. Now, now the question is, and that's the verb for suppress. Is there any much of a difference to these definitions? If anything, they're hella related. If I had to be honest, these are along the same ballparks, in my opinion. But however, we're gonna find out if there is much of a difference at all. Oops, there we go. So oppression, the exercise of authority or power in a brutal, cruel, or unjust manner. Verb, to burden with cruel or unjust impositions or restraints subject to a burdensome. Whereas suppression, to put an end to the activities. Now, interesting definitions, honestly. And y'all already know what my ideology is, so there's no confusion here. Now, let's work on this thought process together, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is going to be a group exercise. Now, when it comes to oppression and suppression, um, One is more. One is based off of intent. The other one's just flat out evil. So the question is, which one? If you had to choose, which one you rather be? I'd rather you suppress me as much as you can than oppress me. Because, like I said, they exercise the authority of power in a burdensome, cruel, or unjust manner. All of that is purely evil. That's that's from the deep rots of hell. Because, like I said, I've seen people oppressed before. Now, some people are going to go straight to slavery. I understand. I have seen there's multiple levels of oppression, and I've seen that for myself. Because you abuse of power, abuse of authority, and just because you have the right to do whatever you want, because no one's going to stop you, because you lack some type of humility, yeah, that's cruel. That's unjust. That's just flat out evil. That's oppression right there. If I had to choose between the two, suppress me all day, because if I find out you are my enemy, you will cease to exist. That's just how I. That's just my take on that. Now, as far as suppression, is it to the put it into the activities? Now, it can be burdensome, it can be cruel, it can be unjust. That depends on intent. What is the intent of you suppressing things? I can suppress evil. I can suppress anybody that wants to bring harm or misutilize somebody. I can suppress them all day, every day. That's not a problem. But if I want to suppress the truth from people, which is very common, um, I won't go there. If I want to suppress the truth, like I see a lot of people do around here and in other parts of the internet, then that's evil. Especially you want to combine the both oppression and suppression with the intent to do harm, to where you're just looking out for you, where you don't care what happens to the other person. That's a form of evil. Suppress, you invest into what suppression is. You determine how you want to utilize that and what that can do. That's solely up to you. So, when it comes to the thought process, I think it's real simple. Oppression has evil intent. Yeah, of course, I misspelled that with me my big old fingers. Actually, that not only that's a thought process, that might be a principle, but we'll talk about that later. Oppression has evil intent, whereas suppression is incumbent on what you make it to be. Yep, I like that much better. So that is going to be the thought process, ladies and gentlemen. Oppression has evil intent, whereas suppression is incumbent on what you make it to be. That's solely on you. Anybody that does oppression, you're always going to be on the wrong side of history. Always. We got textbooks, we got movies, we got video, whatever that shows you that there's has never in history been a good reason to oppress anybody. Not one. Not one at all. Whereas suppression, like I said, whatever I make it to be, it can be good, it can be bad. That depends on me. Where oppression is already taken care of for you. Just find a victim. That's what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with that being stated, before we get to the thought process and the moral values of this, I think it'd be best if we go to the Bible real quick on this one. Now, I will put these. Oh, let me put these verses in here. And actually, we're gonna go to my one of my favorite books in the Bible. Actually, the favorite book. And like I said, when we get the when I get the chance, oh excuse me, we're gonna go over this book in its entirety. Not in like one full stream. So let me make that perfectly clear. But we're gonna go over this book because this book plays in part into my mental today. Why I make some of the decisions that I make. Now, when it comes to oppression, we're gonna go over, Proverbs chapter 22, verses 8 through 16. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 8 through 16. And as far as Romans, for those who want to jump ahead and get ready, um, it's going to be Romans chapter 1, verses 18 through 28. But because we are really pressed for time, and like I said, this is my fault because I had a slow start this morning. We're gonna go straight to the New Century Version now. According to somebody I know, she it's the she gets annoyed when I do the NC version, which is fine because when we have conversations, we do different translations of the Bible. But let me go through 8 through 16. I'm just gonna read the New Century Version, guys. Just highlight this so you can guys go read it in whatever translation you feel comfortable with. But right now, I want to go ahead and read it like this. First, I want to say that I thank my God through Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry. That is actually Romans. Let's go to Proverbs. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think Jesus' name appeared in Proverbs not one time. All right. Let's start this. Proverbs 22, 8 to 16. Those who plan evil will receive trouble. Their cruel anger will come to an end. Generous people will be blessed because they share their foods with the poor. Get rid of the one who makes fun of wisdom. Then fighting, quarrels, and insults will stop. Whoever loves pure thoughts and kind words will have even the king as a friend. The Lord guards knowledge, but he destroys false words. The lazy person says, "There's a lion outside. I might get killed out in the streets." The words of an unfaithful wife are like a deep trap. Keep reading. Those who make the Lord angry will get caught by them. Every child is full of foolishness, but punishment can get rid of it. Whoever gets rich by mistreating the poor and gives presents to the wealthy will become poor. Yeah, that's simply what goes around, comes around. It talks about what is the punishment, what is the outcome for those who want to oppress God's people and oppress His words as well, oppress the truth, oppress the wisdom. There's always a consequence for that. Because when you go to this Bible, there's nothing in here that promotes oppression, not one. So when we come to the book of Proverbs, here's what's going to happen if this continues. If you continue down this route, because yes, we got oppressors in this space. Could we agree on that? Yes, we can. There's 100% oppressors in this space as we speak, and I know what's going to happen to them. I see them. I see them all the time. I hear them all the time. I hear how they lie to you guys. I hear, and this goes to Clubhouse and other parts of social media as well. I hear how they lie to you guys. I hear how they withhold the truth, and I hear how they manipulate and bend it to their favors. Like I said, homeboy that said, what was that Bible verse? That when a man talk, women should be silent, and he tweaked that verse to say, because that verse is ultimately talking about a woman's role in the church and how, as I brought way on YouTube, this is not church. So he'll be one of the oppressors in this space that we talk about. Now, let's get to suppression. Romans chapter 1, verses 18. Where we at? Okay. All right, here we go. Here's her. I should have started. I started first. All right, let's go. God's anger is shown from heaven against all the evil and wrong things people do. By their own evil lies, they hide the truth. God shows his anger because some knowledge of him has been made clear to them. Yes, God has shown himself to them. There are things, let me see, 28. Okay. There are things about him that people cannot see, his eternal powers and all things that make him God. But since the beginning of the world, those things have been easy to understand, but what God has made. So people have no excuse for the bad things they do. Fair. They knew God, but they did not give glory to God or thank him. That is also true. Their thinking became useless facts. Their foolish minds were filled with darkness. They said they were wise, but they become fools. They traded the glory of God who lives forever for the worship of idols made to look like earthly people behind animals and snakes. Mm. Hmm. I'm gonna talk to my friend about that because let me read that again. They traded the glory of God who lives forever for the worship of idols made to look like earthly people, birds, animals, or snakes. Okay. No, I'll let that go. Because they did things, God left them and let them go their sinful ways, wanting only to do evil. As a result, they became full of sexual sins, using their bodies wrongly with each other. They traded the truth of God for a lie. Hmm. I know a lot of people that done that. They worshiped and served what had been created instead of the God who created those things, who should be praised forever. Amen. Amen to that. Because people did those things, God left them and let them do the shameful things they wanted to do. Women stopped having natural sex and started having sex with other women. In the same way, men stopped having natural sex and began wanting each other. Men did shameful things. Oh, okay. Did shameful things with other men, and in their bodies they received a punishment for those wrongs. And 28, people did not think it was important to have a true knowledge of God. So God left them and allowed them to have their own worthless thinking and to do things they should not do. And matter of fact, I remember verses. That's actually one of the cardinal verses that speak out against 26, 27, 8 that speaks out against LGBTQIA stuff. But yeah, suppression. Those are the penalties for evil intent with comes suppression. Remember, oppression that's guaranteed. There's no way around that. When it comes to suppression, it's what you make of it, how you utilize it, and you use it for evil. Here's your punishment. That's all it's saying. So, if you had to, when it comes to oppression versus suppression, in the battle of evil and good, the only reason why I would go with suppression is because I can make it what it needs to be. I can suppress a lie. Oh, excuse me, let me rephrase that. I can suppress liars who speak out against the truth. I can suppress them all day, every day. I can suppress people. I can suppress manipulators who use to manipulate in a evil intent because that's because the word suppression is amoral, just like um, manipulation is what is how you use it. Anytime you're on the wrong side of history, I'm always going to suppress you in the hopes to bring truth to the light. Always. I've done that. I've been doing that for Lord knows how long. So you got to be careful which side you're on. You got to make sure that your heart is pure, so that way you can be the light that you're supposed to be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that was oppression. Like I said, whoo I thought this show was. I thought I was going to cancel this show, but thank God that we did not. All right. With that being stated, ladies and gentlemen, where we at? One more thing before we go. Oops. I want to introduce you guys to a new segment that we're going to be doing. This is a new game that I came up with. Uh, the graphics, I didn't touch on the graphics yet. I ain't doing anything yet, but it's a game that I want to introduce. When will I introduce it? Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be next week. Don't know, but I will introduce the game. It's called 3 Rounds of Siege. Matter of fact, cancel. Let me put this in the chat. Okay, there he is. Oh, rounds of threes with Siege. See, I forgot how to say my own damn name. That's something. Oops. There we go. 3 Rounds of Siege. It's a new game that I'm coming up with. So I have to ask myself. I have the cards right here. I gotta pick cards that I can't run away from any other questions. Meaning, whatever I choose from these box of cards, I have to answer them. I don't care how uncomfortable it is. I don't care how graphic it is. You cannot hold back. You need to say. You need to go ahead and come out come out with the truth. I have to choose more careful because I came out to some pause wordy stuff. And let's see. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, these questions I have not proofread any of these questions, so technically I really don't know what card I'm pulling from. But we're gonna try this out. We're gonna do one card each for each topic. We have an icebreaker for the questions. We have a deep question and we have a deeper question. So it could be anything. I don't know what it is. It could be something as X-rated possible. I don't know. So we're going to pull a card right now. First, now typically I want to do 3 questions for 3 rounds, but today we're just gonna do one. We're just gonna do one for each. Okay, so let's see how this works out. Okay, let me take another drink about this. Whew. All right, let's see how this works. All right, let me actually. Oh, okay. Let me type that. Um, okay, yeah, this is definitely an icebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. What's your favorite holiday? All right, so yeah, was that ESPN? Better not be. Okay, so what is your favorite holiday? If I had to guess to see what would be my favorite holiday, do I even have a favorite holiday? Is a better question. Well, I like to eat, so if I had to guess, I would imagine Thanksgiving is probably my favorite holiday because I know for a fact it's not necessarily Christmas, and I'll tell you why. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you why it's not Christmas. Obviously, I know what the meaning of Christmas is, the birth of Jesus, and so on and so forth. That's fine, and I have zero problem with that. Matter of fact, I like that birth of Christmas. The type of Christmas I'm talking about is just Americanized Christmas, not necessarily buying gifts or whatever. Well, actually, let me speak on that. When it comes to the buying gifts, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not waiting to Christmas to open up no gifts, not one. If I buy it in the month of December, open it right there and right there. I'm not waiting to this. I understand I got wait till December 20th, 25th, early in the morning. Let Grayson get up and open the present. Yeah, I get that and I understand that to a degree. But I'm telling you this right now. There was one Christmas. Um, I bought a PS at this time. It was a PlayStation 3. And I bought a new TV all in the month of December. And um, ironically, what's what am I doing? Oh, my pops are gone. But bought a Christmas, Me and my little brother Alex, we played video games right there and watched the new TV. Make sure that the cable was hooked up to the good TV. This was probably one of the newer TVs that came out, newer kind. But I could have chose better in quality. I just saw a good price and went with it. You live and learn. But the whole waiting to Christmas to open presents, the Christmas songs get on my nerves. Honestly, I am a pure Grinch when it comes to Christmas. I don't know why. It's just I can't stand it. So that's my least favorite holiday. But I love Thanksgiving just for food. Number one, two, other people's family, and three, just time to just relax and chill. So yeah, favorite holiday is yes, Thanksgiving. Now, deep question: what traits do you look for in a partner? Ooh, and that reminds me of a show we need to do in the coming weeks about telling people what you want versus just being yourself and letting them figure it out if they're compatible with you or not. That way, no one's pretending on being somebody that they're not. But what traits do you look for in a partner? Discernment. Discernment. I need to know where your decision making skills are at. Do you make good decisions? Any and multiple scenarios. I will be analyzing. I'll be watching you from a distance. Like for example, if you are bad, like when it comes to money, if you are short on money and you rent is coming and you see something that you really want to buy and you do that and bypass and skip out on rent. Not to say you let it go to eviction stage or whatever. But the fact that you do that is a level of it's a lack of discernment. Like your decision making is featured. Your maturity that also determines where your maturity is located, and if you're a dependent or an adult. I know people are going to say, well, I won't go there because people like to focus on the physicals and that type of stuff. Show me that you know how to make a good decision, that you're self sufficient, which you're just be discerned. Show your discernment. Show me what decisions you can make. Yeah, get my attention, arouse me that way. All this other stuff that people want to focus on, dime a dozen. Always, they they come and go. All right. So deep question, discernment. Now, last question. What's at the top of your bucket list? Ooh, what's at the top of my bucket list? Ooh, that's a good one. Because I'm not because I'm never really focused on. I guess I am, but I'm not at the same time because bucket list is like going skydiving or whatever. I'm not going skydiving. Let me make that perfectly clear. But when it comes to that, it's like things that if you have free time to do, go ahead and do it. I don't have that luxury. Like somebody will have to drag me to do something that's out of my wheelhouse. Like I said earlier in Quick Hits, when we was filming in Detroit, my friend took me to the March Madness, the Midwest Regional Championship. Would I ever voluntarily go to that? No, I was never going to go. Even if any of my old colleges were to play, like University of Houston, Texas Southern University, and they was to make any Final Fours, which obviously U of H has. No, I was not going to get up and go because I was busy doing something. But now that I'm 36, it's like, come on, man. You're traveling more, you're experiencing more. Albeit anytime I travel, it was work related, pertaining this. But if I had to choose, what's at the top of my bucket list? What will be at the top of my bucket list, honestly? And it has to be a good one. I don't want to be no something that I can literally go out and do right now. Um, I would like to get a passport and go interview one of the prince or leaders of uh, either Dubai or Riyadh, Saudi, or somewhere in Jeddah, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I would say that would be on top of my bucket list. And here's why I would say that, because our cultures are so different, and I have seen how traditional they was, or for the most part, how they still is, and how I noticed a change, a shift that it's a little bit becoming a little bit more modernized. Like during Jeddah season in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I found out I don't know how many years ago it was, albeit WWE went to Saudi Arabia for the greatest Royal Rumble. That's when you now granted WWE went there before, but not on no televised live premiere events type of stuff. But when they went there, they had a new person in charge, a new leader in charge. He opened the idea that women can start driving. So what other things are you interested in modernizing? Like, we respect the past, we respect tradition, but also keep in mind, if it still works in 2024, it shall continue in 2024. And there's some things that has to evolve with your policy, with your politics, how certain things, how women are treated in a society. What has changed? Like, when did the change start? What made someone to say, you know what? I want to tweak this. I want to turn this around. I want to know how that process started and originated. And where do you see this country in 5 years? Where do you see this country in 10 years? And how can you see that this country can be better than the United States? I want to interview those leaders one of these days and talk to them. That's, as of right now, on top of my bucket list, because I do believe with a level of understanding that we can all come together and make this situation work for everybody, for your country, for our generations behind us. So that will probably be deep on my bucket list as of right now, to interview one of the leaders in these countries that is considered dictatorish, but is actually turning a new leaf. I would like to interview one of the kings, one of the princes, or one of the rulers of those countries. That's on my bucket list right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and that was 3 rounds of siege. Now, when we launch this game, let me make sure this doesn't get back in the pile. Actually, let me actually put this at the bottom so it doesn't get lost. So yeah, that's 3 rounds of siege. Now, in when we go live with this game, ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably gonna do it like every other 2 weeks, but we will do 3 questions for each round. Where we at? 8:27. We'll do 3 questions for each round, and we will move on from there and see how it turns out. But I'm excited for this game. This game actually is a long time coming. I actually wanted to do this, but obviously for things that's taking place, I had to put that on hold. But we're here right now, so I can't wait to finally get this game started. All right. But yeah, that was last call, ladies and gentlemen. But I do want to take a moment. Thank you guys for, like I said, this episode. Um, yeah, this episode right here, y'all. My schedule, like, I understand like how it's hard for people to have a consistent show, especially me, my line of work, my field, and on top of that, I go back to school next Tuesday for my second class. Yeah, this stuff right here, especially with what was going on this week. Yeah, not not cool at all. But will be better, like I said. And next week, do I have? No, we're not ready for the Devil's Advocate episode yet. That one I'm gonna take my time, because a lot of Christians need to understand, need to put what they thought they know about the devil and erase it all together. And we will have that conversation about Devil's Advocate. When will this episode come? I don't know. I still need more time because we had to handle that with care. All right? But let's go ahead and get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. On your way out, if you like this video, hit the like. If you dislike it, hit the dislike and subscribe and share this content out to those who you think need to see it. Follow me on my social links are located in the description. Participate waive all rights and privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will receive $100 during the Cash App giveaway. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. This is the BTSI show. I'm the host, Chris J. I'm gonna talk to you guys next week. Peace out.
Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor,
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
doctor,
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.